Hey, welcome to Mind Your Own Biz, the podcast where we help small business owners with big dreams build something authentically you. I'm Alicia Yervis, educator, marketer, designer, nacho enthusiast, and your big sister in business. I'm excited for us to have this cozy spot to chat. Each episode, we'll tackle candid conversations, actionable tips, and a few fun tangents to help you run your business your way. Because business is always personal, no matter what anyone says. So grab your iced coffee or those nachos, and let's get started. Well, hello there. Welcome to Mind Your Own Biz. I am your host, Alicia Yervis. Happy 2025. It's funny, in the previous episode, I talked about a kinder approach to the new year and, being more gentle with ourselves and, intentions over resolutions and all of that stuff. And I meant all of it and I still mean all of it. But has anyone else out there been struggling with getting back into the groove after the holidays? Because I sure have. I just am like moving like molasses. And I just feel like I have no motivation, I have no energy. I just want to be like hibernating. Um, and I am completely avoiding tasks and basically sticking my head in the sand or in the snow. Um, so that's been a little bit of a hurdle to get over, but I'm coming out of it. I'm working on it. At least I'm fully aware of it. I'm admitting it. Um, and uh yeah, I think I'm coming around. Um, but it has been a little challenging to get through some of the plans that I had. Because it's still stuff that I want to do. But one of the things that I know will help me with this is the accountability factor of, needing to show up for other people. And so if you're needing an accountability pod or an accountability squad, whatever you want to call it, I do want to remind you that my Minimind experience will be opening up again very soon. So if you want to learn more about that, head to aliciayurvis.com/minimind. It's really, really special. This will be the third um, cohort of it. And basically it's an online experience. It's basically like a business sisterhood, where me and a bunch of fellow female business owners will meet up once a week on Zoom and also keep in touch with each other in a Facebook group where we're basically venting, we're cheering each other on, we are talking through obstacles, mindset issues, definitely discussing things like imposter syndrome. We also have these very, very helpful silent co-working sessions on Zoom where, because I know when you're working for yourself, sometimes there's not a lot of people around you who understand what you're really going through. And also maybe you're missing that aspect of working with other people to get stuff done. Not that you're missing working, with other people or, in a corporate environment, but there is something to be said sometime for having FaceTime with others when you are a work from home business or an online business. So we have these work sessions that are usually like 2 hours a piece or so. We have them a couple times a week. And there's no microphones. We just get on Zoom, wave to each other, and you just work on something that moves your business forward, whatever it means, however big or however small it is. And those have been really helpful part of the mini mind as well. Oh, by the way, it's called the Make It Happen mini mind. So if there's something in your business or your life that you have been wanting to accomplish, to move forward in, to uh, create, whatever the thing is, that is what the it is in the title. Make it happen. So we're gonna support you in that. There's lots of conversation, discussion, lots of, people getting real. And we meet once a week to talk about our intentions for the coming week and also to discuss, like, how did last week go? What was awesome? What was shit? Um, stuff like that. Um, and there's some hot seat opportunities as well for Zoom, kind of like some group coaching type stuff. And then also within the experience, I do have a couple things called sister-led sessions, which is where I always lead at least one of them. But some of your sisters in the group will also lead a private workshop for the group. Those have been really popular as well. And we've had them on a number of topics, including meditation, journaling, astrology, uh, social media content strategy, all different kinds of things. And those are a lot of fun too. But really, more than anything, it's having a supportive group of women around you who are all going through similar things. You know how difficult it is to run your own business, but it's also amazing and so much fun. And having this space has that accountability factor, has that sisterhood factor, and it's just kind of like a charging station for your entrepreneurial soul. So if you want to learn more about that, doors are going to be opening again soon. Head to aliciayurvis.com/minimind. And I know that that accountability will help me get out of this little mud pit that I'm in right now. I have all these things I want to do, you guys. It's just like, oh my God, like, can I do them? Like, let's go. So I wanted to mention that right at the top. Also, in this episode, I thought it would be fun to give you a bunch of ideas for something that is a project that I really love to do. Um, One of the things that I offer as a service is website design. And whether it's a brand new website, like you've never had a website before, and this is going to be your first one, or we're building your virtual home, or if you had an existing website and you're just not in love with it anymore, or maybe you never were, and you want a new look, right? You want to zhuzh it up, like a refresh, a website refresh. Um, I love doing both of those types of projects. And as you've heard me before, and as you well know from the title of my podcast and what I talked about in the trailer, it's very important to me that any project I work on with a client, whether it's web design, brand design, content strategy, you know, anything, um, it's important to me that the personality of the business owner comes through in the finished product because I believe that you are your brand. And I believe that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And how do you get to know, like, and trust people? By putting your personality out there. Like logos are great and they can be important, but people don't shop from logos. People don't shop from, branding. It can help, but for me, at the end of the day, I'm hiring somebody whose face I see, whose personality I get to know. I want to make sure that I vibe with them, that I click with them. And so I created a freebie, which I think will definitely help you understand how you can infuse more of your unique personality into your website. So if you already have a website and you're looking for ways to, you know, perk it up with more about you and have it feel more like you, have it feel more like home, I want you to head right now to aliciayurvis.com/ your website personality. And you'll be able to download a hard copy of these tips that I'm going to go over right now in this episode. So the name of my freebie is called Your Website, Your Personality: 25 Ways to Stand Out and Shine. So I'm really, really excited for you to grab that. A lot of these are fun, creative ways. They're all things that you can do really easily. And you can really take your website from ordinary to extraordinary and stand out from the crowd because you want to infuse your website with the authentic you, right? Because we know how important it is to make a strong first impression, and your website is no exception. So by showcasing your true personality, you're really inviting those kindred spirits out there to get to know, like, and trust you. And it's really about being genuine and building a connection that goes beyond the screen, so that they do fill out your inquiry form or they send you a DM or they write you an email, right? So when you embrace your uniqueness and you kind of let that shine through your website, something magic happens. You attract your people, that audience that resonates with your values, your style, your approach, maybe even some of the phrases that you use in your copy, right? Some candid photos of you or some of your favorite things that you have sprinkled through your site. And then that authenticity becomes your superpower. And it draws in those folks that are seeking exactly what you have to offer. So in that free guide, aliciayurvis.com/ your website personality, I've packed in 25 powerful ideas to infuse your website with you. And they're going to kind of be a launching pad for you to customize and make your own, sparking some new ideas for you and just like a fresh perspective on how you present yourself online. And a lot of these tricks that I put in here are some of the things that I do with my actual website clients. Like I'll pull some of these ideas and have them give me the details and the answers of what I'm prompting them for here so that we can work those into the sites. And I'll try to come up with some examples of those as I'm talking. So I want you to really as we're going through these ideas, like really get serious about thinking how you can transform the way that you think about your website. It doesn't need to be this cookie cutter experience. It really can reflect who you truly are. And you are your brand. That's what's going to make you find your people. All right. So let's talk about how you can make that awesome first impression and embrace your unique personality. So, number one, show your face. It seems like an obvious, but believe me when I say there are so many folks out there who are camera shy. Maybe you're one of them. I used to be. I've gotten over it by now. I know it's not easy, but when you use pictures of yourself on your website, you can establish a personal connection with your audience. Think about it. People want to see who runs the show, so don't be shy. And they don't need to be professional photos. I'm always saying done is better than perfect. Have a nice photo of you on your homepage. Let them see right away who is behind the curtain at your business, right? Number two, share your story. So you should create an About Me page that tells your personal journey, values, maybe what inspired you to start your business. And don't be afraid to open up here. You can do some storytelling here. You could even show your pets on here. People love animals. I think you remember me saying that in a previous episode. But when you look at your Google Analytics, if you have analytics, currently with your website, like I bet if you do have an about page already, I bet you'll see that people are actually taking the time to go over there. And if you don't have one yet, make one because they're going to take the time to go over there and learn more about you and your business. Number three, share your interests and vibe. So here's where you can incorporate quotes and lyrics that resonate with you throughout your site to infuse your personality and inspire visitors. Um, for example, one of my longest clients, Emily, she is a life coach and a grief coach. And she is an amazing person, and she's going to be a guest in an upcoming episode here. But she's one of my longest clients, and we did her, she has a company called Felt Right. And we did her website and her branding. And it's funny because the way that we found each other, we're both Jersey girls. Um, but she found me because I had a profile listed on this site called Creative Lady Directory. And she was getting ready to open her business, and she was looking for a service provider who she clicked with, right? Like what I was just saying before. And my profile on Creative Lady Directory, it's a small profile, but I had like a colorful photo of me, I talked about Jersey, I talked about nachos, and I talked about Bruce Springsteen. And basically, that was the magical trifecta for her. And she messaged me right away, and we've been in love ever since. And she always cites finding that listing for me and, just like clicking with me immediately. And so when we made her website, she wanted to have like a big Bruce Springsteen lyric on there and, just kind of to show a little bit of who she is. So that's just like one little example, but think of how you could incorporate some of the things that you love into your site. Number 4, blog about it. So you can share personal stories, experiences, or insights on your blog to give visitors a glimpse into your life and to add another personal touch to your content. And you want to make sure to write in a way that sounds like your own voice. One trick for how you can do that is to uh, do a voice memo in your phone or film yourself on Zoom, and then you can pull the transcript from that and start to notice like, certain phrases that you use or, um, how you sound, and then see how like some of the, the words you choose, the cadence of your sentences. You can try to emulate that when you're writing content as well. And that goes for social media captions too. Okay, number 5, capture moments. So you can integrate photo galleries or a dedicated like moments page to showcase moments from your personal life and business journey. So maybe this is, a scrolling slideshow of pictures. Maybe it's like set up to look like a scrapbook. Depending on what kind of website platform you're using, there's probably a bunch of different options there where you can insert a gallery. But that's a unique way to kind of show your journey as a business owner. One of my other clients, Wish Upon a Jar, they are a ceramics studio here in New Jersey, and they have a fun page on their website that we did for them, that tells their story as a business, and it's kind of scrapbooky, and it's fun because they have some studio dogs. They have 2 dogs who are kind of like the mascot of the company, and the scrapbook page incorporates some photos of the pups as well, which is a lot of fun. Okay, number 6, video vignettes. You can create short video clips sharing behind the scenes moments, tips, or anecdotes to engage visitors and reveal your personality. It's about authentic, unpolished content, not perfection. So again, if you're already capturing like videos, for social media, or even for stories or reels, or even if it's like a video that you filmed to send to a friend, something funny that happened behind the scenes, or embarrassing maybe, or exciting. Um, see how you can repurpose some of the videos you already have and share that on your site. Maybe it's like um, it's a video player on, your welcome page, or um, maybe it's a video that scrolls in the background, or that plays in the background, on your about page. Maybe it's like slow motion, kind of emotional video clip of, I don't know, you harvesting herbs in your garden or something, and you're a chef and you're talking about how you like to grow your own ingredients. I don't know, but you know what I mean? Okay, number 7, customize graphics. You can incorporate unique illustrations or graphics that reflect your style and personality, adding some visual flair to your website. So, for example, if you already have branding or a logo and it feels very like luxe and elegant, you can go on Canva and try to find little graphics that match that style. Or maybe your branding is more, you know, bright and bold and bubblegum pop. Maybe you can find things that match that and incorporate those into your site, such as like if you have a section of your site that you really want people to pay attention to, maybe you could drop in like a little arrow graphic that's animated, that wiggles back and forth and points to a thing that you want people to pay attention to. You know what I mean? You can find tons of that stuff on Canva, already animated, and you can download it and use it, or you can design your own. Some websites have animation capabilities depending on, uh, what you're looking for. Or even if it's not animated, that's fine. Maybe you want to have a section of your site that looks like you wrote it out by hand, like you wrote it in a notebook or something. You can use Canva to find things like that and make the graphics match the vibe of your site and the vibe of you, which leads me into number 8, which is signature color palette. So you want to choose a distinctive color scheme that aligns with your personality and use it throughout your website. So even if you haven't gone through a formal like brand identity um, process, which by the way, I do offer that too. So if you want to go through branding process and have us create a custom brand for you, please get in touch. But even if you haven't done that, um, you want to create a color scheme or decide on a color scheme for your website. It makes everything look more cohesive. It breaks things up visually and just leads for a better experience. And if you haven't gone through branding yet, choose a color scheme that you enjoy and that feels right for your business because you and your business are one. That's kind of what I want you to always keep in mind. Number 9, handwritten elements. Kind of related to what I was saying with graphics, but you can incorporate handwritten fonts or handwritten sections to kind of add a more organic touch to your website. Even if you wanted to go super old school, if you have really cool handwriting, you could literally write out something on loose leaf or on a post-it or something, take a picture of it with your phone, upload that picture to your site, and then you have like actual touches throughout. Like I have parts of my site where I've written out my name, a couple other things, and it's just like a little extra little kick. Okay. Number 10, share your favorites. Create a page or a section to showcase your favorite books, music, movies, or products, giving visitors a further glimpse into your interests because people want to relate to you. So many of my clients have done this. Um, my client Katie of Kismet Acupuncture, she has a section on her site where she talks about what book she's reading right now, what shows she's watching, things like that. Some of my other clients will share what podcast they're listening to, what album is playing in their website right now. My client Jessica at Roots to Blooms Acupuncture up in Wisconsin, she's very punk rock and she always has vinyl playing in her office. And so she'll share that on social media. And there's a section on her site where she has, well, I'll get to that later, but she has an embedded playlist on her site for like what's playing in the office. And that's really fun and interactive as well. So you can do something like that. And also, one of my clients, Miki, for Spasm Acupuncture in California, she has a section where she has products that she recommends as a practitioner. Um, she will share, food related products, health and wellness products, different uh, like health tools and mechanisms you can get to help with like stretching and um, uh, massaging muscles and stuff like that. But also like self-care products, foot soaks and recover. She's a ultra runner, so she does a lot of like body recovery after big races and stuff. And so she shares products there. And by the way, sidebar, if you're going to do something like that, where you're sharing products or stuff that you like, don't forget to try to get affiliate links for those things so that you can get some money when people are clicking on your links to, buy products that you like or sign up for services that you love. Like you should get a little kickback on those. So that's something cool that you can do too. Okay, number 11, personalized testimonials. You can feature client testimonials with pictures and personal stories to build trust and add social proof. Social proof is so interesting and so helpful. Like, I'm sure so many of you have felt that, one of the biggest ways that you've grown your business has been through word of mouth. And that's definitely true for me as well. And I always like to say, what's more powerful than anything you could say about your own business? What someone else says about it. So even though you can be an excellent storyteller and put your personality out there and be authentic and all that stuff, sometimes you just want to know from a friend or from a peer, well, who are you using? Who did you hire? What did you think about working with them? So if people are taking the time to send you a testimonial or to leave you a Google review, which hopefully I hope you're asking for Google reviews and testimonials at the end of your projects, because if you're a business who really relies on local search, if you're a pizzeria, if you're a hair salon, if you're a landscaper, whatever, um, Google reviews really help with SEO. Um, but either way, get into the habit of asking for people to share their experience at the end of the project, when they're the most happy, right? um, so that you can start collecting those testimonials, because that turns your clients into your marketing team in a way, And so if you're able to embed those reviews on your site, or, have folks agree to leave a testimonial that can be shown on your site, that could be really helpful. Number 12, personalize your contact page. So you can make your contact page more personable by adding a warm message, inviting visitors to reach out to you. And you want to make it sound like you're talking to a friend. So it doesn't have to be this formal, contact us and we will respond, within 7 to 10 business days. Like, no. Like, is that how you would talk to a friend? Um, And so think about how you would say, to a friend, like, hey, drop me a note, drop me a line, send me a text, like pass me a note, like when we were in fifth grade. Little ways like that that you can incorporate more of how you talk. Number 13, highlight community involvement. You can showcase your involvement in community events or volunteer work to demonstrate your values and connection to the community. So maybe you are volunteering at something. Maybe you're sponsoring an event, or you have a booth somewhere for a fundraiser. Maybe you're running a fundraiser, some sort of, donation drive or donation campaign. Maybe you sponsored a little league team, or you are going to have a table at a pet adoption event, or whatever it is. Maybe you can put links and banners to those things on your site, or you could say, we're a proud supporter of, and list out the organizations or the events that you're involved with. That's an opportunity for folks who are potential clients to see if their values align with you, and also just learn a little bit more about the things that you're passionate about. Number 14, personalized thank you notes. You can send personalized thank you messages or emails to people who sign up for your newsletter or make a purchase, adding a personal touch to their experience. So again, like, people like seeing pictures of you. People also like hearing from you directly. So when you get an email saying, hey, so and so just joined your email list, or so and so purchased your social media calendar, whatever, it's a nice touch to be able to send them an email or find them on Instagram and send them a DM and just thank them for coming into your universe, and that you're there to help, and you hope they enjoy the content. You're excited to stay in touch with them through email, and so on. Number 15, social media integration. So you want to embed your social, or you don't have to do this, but it's a cool idea to embed your social media feeds with like a widget on your website, so that you can share glimpses of your personal life and engage visitors in real time. And you want to make sure that they're linked properly, because lots of folks don't do this right. I see this all the time, where you go to a website and you see in the on the top of the site, or maybe it's down in the footer, there's a button that looks like an Instagram icon, and you go click on it, and either it doesn't click at all, so then why is this button even here? I can't do anything with it. Or they never actually linked it so that when you click on it, it just goes to Instagram.com, not their account. Drives me insane. So if you're gonna have those buttons, make sure that they are linked properly. Same thing if you're going to have an embedded feed. If you go to my website, aliciayurvis.com, and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that my Instagram feed is embedded. So anytime I post something on Instagram, it's going to automatically be on my website as well. And it's an easy, one-time setup kind of thing that for me has been really helpful because it shows that I'm regularly putting content there. It's another way for people to quickly find me on Instagram instead of like looking through Instagram, you know what I mean? And it's another like repurposing thing, so it saves time. You're already putting something over on Instagram and it's sharing to your site. So that's really helpful. Number 16, personalized call to action. You can call to action, I also call that CTA. So customize your CTA buttons or phrases to reflect your unique style and tone, making them more memorable and impactful. Use phrases you'd say in real life. So, for example, maybe you have, um, maybe there's a button that currently says buy now, or click here to buy, or purchase here, or whatever. Um, Maybe you could change it to let's go, or I want it, or give me that. You know what I mean? Um, like for example, when my social media content strategy course had its doors open, which by the way will be coming again this spring. If you want more information, head to aliciayurvis.com/waitlist. Um, that particular page, all the buttons that were the enrollment button, I had them all say, let's do this. Um, and it's just, who said that you have to say buy now? Like, who are these people that say these things? Do whatever you want. That's what this whole podcast is about. That's what my whole business is about. Okay. Number 17, storytelling through images. Use visual storytelling by incorporating photos or graphics that represent important moments, milestones, or values in your life. So maybe you could create a fun, like, infographic or a visual timeline of, yeah, milestones in your business, milestones in your life. Maybe you're telling your backstory of, from ballerina to baker, or how that came to be. Um, and that's kind of a more uh, interesting and interactive way to tell a story visually without it needing to be a video or without it needing to be, this whole written out thing. Number 18, create a virtual tour. Now, this does not need to be some elaborate, complicated thing, right? We only have our phones and there's only so many hours in the day. But you could share your workspace, allowing visitors to see where the magic happens and kind of get a sense of your environment. So maybe that is a quick video walkthrough, a series of a couple pictures, and you can kind of set it up on your site or in a blog post or a slideshow or something. And maybe the header is like, want a quick tour? Want to peek behind the scenes? And show them your space, show them your desk, your office. Maybe you work in a warehouse that you rent. Maybe you work out of your car. It doesn't mean that you need to have some huge facility. It could be a closet that you've repurposed, and you think of how funny that would be. Let me give you the grand tour of my office closet. But people like stuff like that. Number 19, incorporate personal quotes. So here you can sprinkle inspirational quotes that resonate with you throughout your website, offering insight into your values. So this could be quotes from authors, thought leaders, spiritual leaders, public figures. Maybe they're even quotes from yourself. Um, Maybe they're, some other business owners or people that gave TED Talks or podcasters that you listen to or writers or, whatever it is. But having those quotes from poets or movies or whatever, um, that can also kind of help set the tone, right? Like the overall emotional tone of the site. And also shares more about some of the things that are important to you. Number 20, personalized product descriptions. So you can infuse product or service descriptions with your personal anecdotes, insights, or stories to make them more engaging and reflect your uniqueness. So maybe you created some product that was like a game changer for you in your life. Put that in the product description. Tell the story. And maybe, it's a quick little blurb, and then you say, want to hear the full story about this? Click here. And then that links to a video where you go into more detail, or a blog post where you go into more detail, or, an Instagram post where you tell the whole story. But any way that you can kind of include the why of how something was created, um, or why something is meaningful to you, that's going to be really helpful. And same thing with services as well. If you are finding that, you keep getting inquiries for this one type of service or offering, but you just didn't have something to fill that request or fill that need, and then you finally decided to create it, tell that story, include that why. For example, I did not always offer web design. But after a couple years of being, uh, sent inquiries about it, I finally was like, okay, like I need to figure out a way to offer web design. So how do I do that? And I figured it out. Um, and so telling that though, like I just told you, I did put that into my email marketing, into my social media marketing, kind of explained like based on popular demand, hey, I'm launching this new service. Okay, number 21, host live Q&A sessions. So you can schedule live Q&A sessions through your website or social media where you can directly interact with visitors. So whether this is an Instagram live where maybe you're answering questions, right, that are coming in, maybe you're doing a Facebook live on your page or in a Facebook group, any of those things, you can set up um, like a registration for it on your website where people can, sign up to be reminded of when it's happening. And then you email them the link of where it's happening and things like that. Um, Also, if you do it on Instagram and you save the live at the end so that it publishes to your Instagram feed, that will then also live in that embedded area that I talked about previously, the embedded Instagram area that's on your website. So, love those repurposing little tricks. All right, we're almost done here. Number 22, podcast or audio content. So, obviously, I'm on a podcast right now, but sharing audio content like a podcast or like, sorry, recorded interviews, it allows visitors to hear your voice and your ideas. So, right now on this podcast, it's very personal, right? Like I'm speaking to you directly. And again, it adds another layer to the senses with which we can kind of get to know each other, right? So, like, you can see a picture of me, you can watch a video of me, now you can listen to me talk, now you can read what I'm writing, when I'm typing stuff out. These are all different ways to have people get to know more about you. Number 23, curate a personal playlist. So you can dedicate or create a dedicated page or a section of your site where you share a curated playlist that represents your favorite songs or music that inspires you. I do this a lot. Um, I'm always sharing, excuse me, I'm always sharing uh, playlists on social media and to my email list and stuff. But on my website, for the last couple years, I have featured one of my favorite playlists that I've made. It's called I Have ADHD, but it's 80. So I have 80 HD. Because I just love puns and I can't help myself. But it's it's an 80s playlist that I've been curating for a bazillion years. There's so many hours of music on it. I love it. I get tons of compliments on it all the time. And I just feel like today's equivalent of I made you a tape is I made you a Spotify playlist, right? So, I don't know if you've seen the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack. Nick Hornby wrote the novel, but I've always super related to the character of Rob Gordon. Um, top five lists for everything, right? Kind of a music snob, painstakingly organizing his collection, needing to curate the appropriate audio setting for any given situation or event, right? So, for an 80s kid like me, music from that decade fuels my workday more than any amount of caffeine ever could. I also listen to Broadway and Bruce Springsteen a lot, but usually it's 80s. So there's hundreds of songs on that playlist. So if you head to my website, aliciayurvis.com, scroll down a little bit, you'll see it and you can follow the playlist from there. But anyway, that's just been like a fun little extra. And like I said, my client Jessica from Roots to Blooms in Wisconsin, she also has a playlist on her site and some of my other clients do too. But you can create them for anything, right? You can create them for a holiday, an event. If you're launching a new product, service, or course, maybe you've got like, a launch playlist you want to share, or maybe you're hosting um, a Zoom or a workshop or like a virtual co-working session, like what I was saying before. Okay, here's the playlist you can listen to from your computer. Pump me up productivity playlist. But people love that stuff. Okay, number 24, personalized freebies. So here you can offer downloadable resources or templates that reflect your expertise and style, giving your audience a quick win and a taste of what it's like to work with you. So I have tons of freebies on my site. If you head to aliciayurvis.com/freebies, you can help yourself to as many as you'd like. But these are a great way to, yeah, give your folks a quick win. Meanwhile, then they get to join your list and start that kind of back and forth with you because you know that with how long it takes for you to build a relationship with a potential client, it's not always going to happen as quick as the example that I that I shared about with my pal Emily, right? Sometimes it could take time because you're not going to walk up to somebody and ask them to marry you right off the bat, right? Like there's some courting time that has to happen, and you are growing that know, like, and trust factor. So by creating some lead magnets and freebies for them that are personalized to what they're looking for, that'll help them. It allows you to grow that know, like, and trust factor by sharing your knowledge and expertise, and they start to hear from you more regularly, and you're kind of priming them so that when they're ready for that website or that brand design package or that content strategy package or to take your course, whatever it's going to be, you're more front of mind. And then finally, number 25, behind the scenes sneak peeks. So sharing behind the scenes moments through pictures, videos, whatever, that give visitors a glimpse into your creative process or the making of your products really makes them feel special. It's that you're showing something exclusive, something that, maybe you're not putting on social media or in an email, and showing kind of some of the like exciting, imperfect kind of stuff. So maybe you're doing like an unboxing video, or maybe you're renovating your office and you want to show work in progress of, okay, the furniture's here. Okay, we just painted. Okay, we're installing the light fixtures. Whatever that is, it keeps the energy going. It lets people feel like they're getting a glimpse of something special behind the scenes. And any way that you can make your um, audience feel special is going to be great for you in the long run. So I hope those ideas were helpful. I really think that by thinking through some of these ideas, and again, if you want a hard copy of this list I just went through, go to aliciayurvis.com/your website personality, or go to aliciayurvis.com/freebies and you can get it from there. But I hope that you can see how by exploring these ideas and infusing your site with your unique personality, you can really take powerful steps towards building an authentic online presence. Because remember, your website, really think about this. your website is a reflection of who you are and what you bring to the table. So you want your true self to shine through each page and element. Be bold, be genuine, be unapologetically you. And as you implement these ideas, keep experimenting, keep refining, keep evolving. Your website is not static. It is a living, breathing organism. It's it's a representation of your journey as a whole, and you can really embrace the opportunity to connect with your ideal clients on a deeper level and just watch as your business thrives. An example that I gave a client recently is, thinking of a website in general. It's like it's always there for you to update. If you think of it as like a building, right? There's going to be new technology you want to install. Maybe you want to change the color of the paint in the living room. You want to add an extension and an addition over here. You want to renovate. You want to get new furniture. You want to build a bigger kitchen. Whatever those things are. You want to tear out your bedroom to the studs and start over. You can do that. Nothing is concrete. Nothing is permanent with a website, which is awesome. So I'm really excited for you to try out some of these ideas, and make that awesome first impression. And the other thing I want to mention too is that if you're looking for a little bit more help, with cleaning up your website, I have something really cool called the Website Power Pack Bundle. So if you head to aliciayurvis.com/website power pack, this is a uh, really cool bundle. It's got 4 resources to supercharge your site. So what I've gotten here, it's $27, but it's a steal, honestly, for what's included. So in here is an essential website cleanup workbook, a website boost blueprint, a quick reference style guide, and a design inspiration worksheet. So let me tell you a little bit more about it. So, if you're worried that your website looks outdated, maybe negatively impacting your brand's perception, maybe you're concerned that your site isn't really user friendly, kind of causing visitors to leave without taking any action, maybe you're not seeing the desired results, such as lead generation or sales, despite having traffic on your site. Maybe you feel overwhelmed with maintaining consistency in colors, fonts, and overall visual elements across your online presence, or you just feel lost in terms of what elements to prioritize and focus on to improve your site's performance. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So that's why I created this all in one solution to supercharge your online presence so you can unleash your site's potential and win more clients. So, what's inside? Let's do a deeper dive. So, the essential website cleanup workbook is called Polished Presence. It's a 19-page workbook with easy to understand steps to whip your website into tip-top shape. And it also includes a handy completion checklist. So that in and of itself is like gold. But then I also included the Website Boost Blueprint, which is 15 features that can create an even more powerful online presence and take your site to the next level. Next is the Quick Reference Style Guide. This is going to be your website's visual identity at a glance to effortlessly maintain a unified look across mediums. So no more looking up color codes and fonts in a panic. Like everything is ready at a glance for you. Easy, easy, easy. And finally, a design inspiration worksheet. This is like a resource to gather inspiration from websites that light you up and captivate your captivate your imagination as you look towards the future. So what you're going to accomplish when you grab my website power pack at aliciayurvis.com/website power pack, you're going to have a more professional look. You're going to have a clean and organized website, and you're going to have a seamless client experience. So if you are ready to unleash the true potential of your site and really supercharge your success, head to that website because you're going to have a polished, high performing online presence that'll really make your ideal clients swoon. I've got all the goods to make your site shine like a superstar. From cleaning up your digital act to maintaining a dazzling visual identity, I've got you covered. First impressions matter, so let's make your site shine. It's 27 bucks. Empower your website, ignite your business. aliciayurvis.com/website power pack. All right, my friends. So that was a little bit of a technical lesson, but I hope that you're inspired to try some of these ideas or to grab some of these resources to help you. And again, if you want to talk about a brand new website for the brand new year, I'm your girl. Send me a message. I would love to talk through some options with you. Or if you've got a website already and you want to have, a new look for it, a little refresh, I do those too. So let's chat. Can't wait to speak with you soon. And thanks so much for listening. All right. Bye bye.